All right, Marijuana Man. This is Jonas,
Brad?
and we're here to talk about the names for our show that we want to start up. Um, why don't we kick it off with like different names and stuff, and then we can just like pick one or whatever. So, yeah.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, man. Well, you know me. I'm not that great at thinking up shit.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Well, I was thinking like just the weed show, or something simple people can
Yeah, yeah. Leave it at something simple. So,
how about like just controversial subjects with Brad and Jonas. That's simple. It doesn't refine it to just what we want to focus on, but at least that way it can be you know consistent or whatever. So
Yeah.
But anyways, how about that?
Controversial subjects with Jonas and Brad.
Yeah, or
All
Brad
right.
and Jonas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, man. So I guess we agreed to that. Gotta get my hands somewhere. You know. Um. Anyways, y'all can post a comment somewhere down here, or up there, or that way. I don't know, whatever. Sorry, I almost elbowed you in the face, bro.
I didn't even notice.
You know, we're actually, this could be a good opportunity for us to start with, I don't know, what do you want to start off with this? Like, let's talk about, these raids these fucking DA officers fucking do on people, non-violent
Actually,
offenders,
let's start with the our story that actually we just experienced today.
Oh, yeah, with the cop?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, you guys are going to think this is amazing. This is how corrupt these people are, actually, here in Maine. Now, I don't think it's a good idea to really give my location, but, fuck it, whatever. I'm not doing anything illegal, so should have nothing to worry about.
That's right, man.
Yeah. But, yeah, anyways, so we're down here at my friend's house in Maine, and, we were listening to the scanner, which is something that you can listen to the cops' activities on, which is a really interesting thing. We'll get more to that. Anyways, so we're downstairs and we're with our friend Mark, and this cop, we're sitting there outside and we're watching this guy like totally just talk to this police officer, and like I don't want to put any names, whatever, but just to kind of give you the gist, the guy was a complete dick.
Yeah, we weren't really doing anything wrong. We're just, sitting there and just, watching what was going on. And the cop pretty much, he said, "You guys looking for a problem?" We're like, "No, officer." He's like, "You want one?" And we're like, "No, officer, we don't." He's like, "Get walking or I'll charge you with disorderly conduct."
And obstruction of justice or whatever.
We're just civilians on the street.
Yeah, fucking civilians, man.
We're just minding our own business, and this cop's to protect and serve. It says on the side of the police car.
Yep.
He was not protecting and serving. He was being an asshole.
Yep. I agree, bro. Totally agree. But also not just that, but Barry Cooper says it all the time. Cops are supposed to lay their life down for civilians, not the other way around.
That's right.
Think about it, dude. If this guy that they were trying to arrest for something, I can't remember exactly what, but they were arresting him. I live above where they were arresting this guy, is why I said, let's go down there and check this out. I have the right to know what's going on at my residence, and
that's where we headed down there, and that's when that happened.
And this guy had a fucking dog with him, and I thought it was cute. It was obviously a puppy because of the way it was playing around with something on the ground or whatever, and I kept trying to call the dog over, and because I just love dogs and I wanted to pet him, or her or whatever it was, and I'm sure Brad wanted to pet it too or whatever, so I was just, just trying to be a nice guy to the dog, and this guy's like being a fucking complete prick, and unfortunately it's sad, that the cops treat civilians like this nowadays because, if you're a law-abiding citizen, they have no right whatsoever to treat you this way. It's pathetic. And,
well, we went down again and we stopped the other cop.
Yep.
And we said, look,
I want this guy written up,
Yes, we gave the officer's name, and I encourage that. If there's cops, harassing you for no reason,
doing anything illegal,
report them, because we don't need cops that are going to be assholes.
Yeah, we don't need cops who are corrupt either, man.
We need cops that are going to be nice people and protect and serve us.
Exactly.
Not be a dick.
Good to the citizens, think about it, right? if every cop was to be a dick to everyone, you'd have more problems with the society than you do now. I mean, honestly, I mean, Brad, like if I was a cop, right? And I was to walk up to you, and you're just minding your own business or whatever, some kind of dispute's going on, and I'm like, hey, jackass, or I said something rude to you. I'm a cop, remember, right? Okay? So, and I'm being a dick. Aren't you going to be mad and, like, be a dick back to me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
just common
that's what they
sense.
want. They want you to be a dick back so they can arrest you.
Yep. Not to mention freedom of speech, freedom of press, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, constitutional rights, man, and they're fucking breaking them on civilians every day.
Yeah, they
and
abuse their power.
Yep, they abuse it. So I guess our advice right now is to say, anyone see the cop abusing their power, man, just, send a response to us.
Speak up.
I mean, speak up, dude. Use your voice. I mean, tell these people you don't like it. I mean, as a civilian of the United States of America, dude, it's beautiful. I love it. It's so great. Because you can just say pretty much whatever the fuck you feel like saying,
Fucking
and these
right.
bastards can't do shit about it, even though they think they can, or they try to make you believe they think they can. And it's really bad. And I mean, do you have anything else you want to say, bro?
My last advice is, if you are being mistreated by a cop, don't be afraid to speak up, because that fucker needs to be, disciplined for that, so he'll stop doing it.
Straight, man.
Simple as that.
True story.
Simple as that, and that is what we did today.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually I'm waiting for a phone call from the dispatch here in Maine to I have this guy written up. I mean, there are these things called grievance forms. Every business or company or service, or even the Maine Department of Health and Human Services, they have grievance forms for their DHS workers, their CPS workers, I mean, this is a great process, dude, I mean, like, now, remember, like, they cannot arrest you unless you're doing something completely illegal. They don't even make them think that you can be arrested by, sticking up for yourself, as a civilian and whatnot, and I mean, like, today, I was pretty pissed off with that guy, I just wanted to, I mean, I wish he wasn't a cop, I really do.
We listened, and we did leave, like he told us to do, so we wouldn't get in, further trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But we did go back and make a complaint against him. Because he was being, he's supposed to protect and serve, like I said before, and that was not protecting and serving. That was abuse on the citizen, and we were doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, verbal abuse.
Yeah, verbal abuse, yes.
And that's against the law. Verbal abuse is against the law. Abuse is abuse is abuse, man. There's no two ways about it, dude.
That's right.
But also, in any case, I also want to point out there are a lot of really cool cops in Maine. Some really good people. They're just trying to do their job and be outstanding citizens and treat other citizens, good citizens, as good citizens should be treated. And so yeah, I just definitely want to point out there are really a lot of cool cops around here. And I don't know if you've met anyone personally that that's really cool, but some of these guys, they're actually kind of nice, man.
Yeah, some are. Once in a while, you get a dick, but.
Yeah, it's the ones that are tightwads or just right out of rookie school or academy.
Oh, especially the rookies, they're out to make the brownie points,
get fucking brownie points.
Make as many arrests as they can, so you want to look out for the rookies. They're the worst. They will.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I saw a girl get summons to court for she was smoking a cigarette, underage smoking.
Yep, 3 days before her fucking birthday,
18th
dude.
Birthday.
18th birthday. Yeah, that was pathetic, dude. And the guy was a rookie, so.
He was right out of the academy. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's staff, or not staff, but police discretion. Also, I mean, like, whether or not they feel like they could charge you, or the charge could stick. But, I mean, simply as it can be put, is that was pretty pathetic, man. 3 fucking days, dude. I just.
Yeah.
And she was a pretty good friend of ours, or mine, at least. Brad just met her that night. She's a great girl. She, very, very go-lucky, happy, never hurt anybody in her life, never done anything wrong, never stole from nobody, never treated anyone disrespectfully, and that shit's gonna be on her record for the rest of her life now, Brad, and it's sad, that these fuckers have to fucking fuck with like really nice people, in the world. I mean, like, I don't get why they want to abuse their power so much. I mean, don't they know that they could get in trouble for this stuff?
Yeah, cops that abuse their power, man, they should be. They should be reported, man.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
They can't do that,
Yeah. Just call up